Hello, everyone. My name is Seth, and today I'm going to give you everything you need to know before watching the new Ahsoka TV show. So it has been established here in my channel already that I absolutely love Star Wars. I mean, just look behind me. I got a whole bunch of Star Wars stuff back there. I love all my Star Wars shirts and everything. So I'm super excited for this. I'm really excited anytime anything new Star Wars comes out. So you might have already seen a video like this from Star Wars Explained. Alex does an amazing job on this stuff. He's awesome. So if you haven't, after this video, go check out Star Wars Explained video. He's awesome. He does an amazing job, like I said. But stick around for mine. I would really appreciate it. I think I have some interesting perspectives. I'm one of the people who really liked the Ahsoka character, even when she first came out. Maybe because I was the right age for it. It was really cool and interesting. It was just something unique at the time, something brand new added to Star Wars. Ahsoka has been one of my favorite additions to Star Wars and to Star Wars history. I really enjoy her character and seeing how she's developed. I mean, I've even got her lightsabers the last time we went to Disney World. This is really kind of the lightsaber I was looking for. And so I got this in Galaxy's Edge. Absolutely love it. But Ahsoka was originally introduced in the Clone Wars TV show, the animated TV show. I absolutely would recommend going back and watching it if you haven't. She was originally voiced by Ashley Eckstein. She was created by Dave Filoni alongside of George Lucas. And so Dave Filoni has a really strong connection with this character. He is also a creator of Rebels, and Dave Filoni is actually directing some of the episodes of the Ahsoka show, and he has written every episode. Ahsoka was introduced as Anakin's Padawan through really the bulk of the Clone Wars. She was framed for a bombing at the Jedi Temple. They eventually found out the truth, but through that whole ordeal, at the end of it, she decided to walk away from the Jedi Order, and she never officially completed like her Jedi training. She was able to survive and make it through Order 66, and through that time, through the rise of the Empire, she began helping these small little cells of rebels, and we see some of this in the Rebels TV show. And like I just said with the Clone Wars, I absolutely recommend going back and watching the Rebels animated show. It is really good. I know some people don't like the animation, and it might take a little bit of getting used to, but I actually really like the animation. They do some really cool Star Wars stuff here in Rebels. And again, even if it's after watching Ahsoka, I would definitely recommend going back and watching it. And I really think that Rebels is going to kind of flavor the Ahsoka show going forward. It almost seems like it might be like a live action Rebels season 5. But after teaming up with the Ghost crew in Star Wars Rebels, she has a duel with Darth Vader. She finds out that it was her master, and she ends up getting saved by Ezra Bridger, who is one of the Jedi that Rebels focuses on. He was using the world between worlds. There's not like a ton to go off of with what exactly it is. It's sort of kind of time travel, maybe a little bit. It's weird. And we do know that Palpatine was trying to get access to it. And so I think there's some room to explore, but there is this kind of realm, so to speak. And once Ahsoka returns to her own time, Ezra tells her to promise to come find him, and she promises. I guess that's what kind of a large portion of this show might be, is trying to find Ezra. Both Ahsoka and Sabine trying to find Ezra. And Sabine is another one of the main characters in Rebels. She is a Mandalorian. She held the Darksaber for a point in time. She had a little bit of training with that, and she's just a really interesting character. I like what they did with her character growth over the course of Rebels, and really interested to see what she does in this show. I was really thinking, at least Mandalorian season 2 or season 3, I was thinking we'd get a Sabine appearance in one of those episodes. We didn't, but it'll be really interesting to kind of catch up with her, see kind of what she thinks about all the things going on with the Mandalorians. Sabine is also another one of the characters that Ezra trusted to help find him. Another character to look out for in Ahsoka that you might need a little backstory on is Hera. She is the pilot of the Ghost, one of the leaders of that group, and she has been working with the Rebels, the New Republic, and she was even referenced in Rogue One. You hear her name on the intercoms, and she has had a child with Kanan Jarrus, who was Ezra Bridger's master, who ended up sacrificing himself toward the end of the series in order to save the rest of the Ghost crew. So the story of this show takes place about 5 years after Return of the Jedi. That's about the same time span as, The Mandalorian and the Book of Boba Fett. So you can expect to kind of continue that overarching story. And from all the trailers and all the information we know, it seems like Grand Admiral Thrawn is going to be the main villain of this season. And if not just this season, maybe like the big villain of this whole kind of corner of the Mandalorian, Book of Boba Fett, Ahsoka universe. I think they're going to have him be the main villain in Dave Filoni's movie that's coming up. He was originally a character in a book series, Heir to the Empire, in the 90s, and he was officially made canon when he was introduced in Rebels. He is an absolute strategic mastermind, and he's very calculated. He's just a really interesting villain, and just the reasoning we get for some of his choices, like his backstory, is just really, really interesting. And I'm hoping we get to dive into that a little bit more in this show. We've already seen his, kind of right-hand man in season 3 of The Mandalorian. And Thrawn has been missing with Ezra since the end of Rebels. And so that's kind of what I think a big chunk of this is going to be: finding Thrawn, finding Ezra. There are 2 new villains, or at least antagonists, in this series that will kind of throw a wrench into things I'm really excited for. There are Baylan Skoll, played by the late Ray Stevenson, and Shin Hati. And like I said, I'm super interested in these characters. There's a lot of mystery behind them, and from what we know, Ray Stevenson's character is a survivor of Order 66, so that will also be interesting. And I've heard some interviews, and they've said there's a reason why their lightsabers aren't like the 100% like Sith red. They're kind of an orangish tint. It's a little bit different than kind of what we've seen in Star Wars before. So I'm really excited to kind of dig into that and see what kind of story reasons they have for that. And that's it. I think that's just about everything you need to know going into Ahsoka. If you have not seen Clone Wars or Rebels, first of all, you absolutely should. I highly recommend both of those shows. But I hope that this kind of helps you get up to speed and get ready for Ahsoka. I'm super excited for this. I really hope that they can just nail this season. The trailers have looked awesome. Looks like we're going to get some really great just Star Wars story and some great action and some great characters. And so I'm just excited. I can't wait. Wednesday cannot get here soon enough for me. But that's all I have. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Don't forget to like this video, hit subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you never miss a video. We're getting really close to 100 subscribers, so it would mean a lot to me if you would go ahead and subscribe. That would just be so cool. It would make my day. Don't forget to follow me on social media, @CinemaSeth, anywhere, and I'll see you next time.